So we have an idea about how much we were kind of misled as Xbox fans from like the top brass and how long a lot of their plans had actually been in work. We didn't really know, and that's, I think, one of the more troubling things with this entire situation is that as Xbox fans, as Xbox gamers, we weren't really privy or aware of just how long ago Microsoft had planned on, making their games multi-platform or, any of these real situations. And now we have a very clear idea thanks to this bit of information that came out. Xbox has planned to go multi-platform for over a year because Lucid Games started working on the PS5 port of Sea of Thieves back in 2023. So Microsoft obviously put all the leaks and rumors to rest when they announced earlier in the year that 4 of its first-party titles were going to be the first games to go multi-platform via a special edition of the Xbox podcast. The games were later revealed to be Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and of course Sea of Thieves, which, is what it is. Now, these games have been fan favorites, and it shocked a lot of people that Xbox has taken them to competing platforms. But it seems like it was long planned before the official news was shared with players, and this could mean that obviously more first-party titles may already be in the works for multi-platform release. Because they had planned this over a year ago, Sea of Thieves, the pirate adventure title, will be available on PlayStation 5 starting on April 30th and is currently available to wishlist on the PlayStation Store. And while the announcement of Sea of Thieves and the other titles going to other platforms was made last month, it sort of was planned over a year ago. Back in January 2023, the UK-based development studio Lucid Games, which is a subsidiary of Lightspeed Studios, announced that it was working on Sea of Thieves with the game's developer Rare. Additionally, when Sea of Thieves was going to PS5, Lucid said that it helped Rare in bringing Sea of Thieves to PlayStation 5. So it really indicates by elimination that Lucid Games could have started working on the PS5 port of the game back in January 2023, 13 months before the official announcement. As ports take significant time, moreover, no big decisions are made in haste, and the companies take time to discuss things before they reach a conclusion. It is also possible that it was being discussed before 2023, and then the studio was brought in to work on the ports. Lucid has also been hiring people since then, and this indicates that it could also work on PS5 content for the game with Rare, but then there are also chances that Lucid could have been helping Rare with only content. But the studio also working on PS5 port makes a lot more sense, because, you're going to need that extra, kind of help to get it running and things like that. They were already kind of working on Everwild and content on this for the Xbox version. So this is a big problem, in my opinion, because we're in this weird situation where, clearly this has been something that's been in the plan for a while now, and this stuff starts to leak out and people start, reacting to it. Obviously, I think, people think that a lot of people were overreacting to it or whatever, or, claim that everybody was lying, or, this was a lie or that was a lie. I don't necessarily think any of it was lies, to be honest with you. I actually think that, they have a lot of games into consideration, and probably a lot of games that are, they could still end up being ported. Do I feel like Starfield isn't going to get ported? No, I don't feel that way at all. So Phil Spencer did reveal that just the 4 titles will be going to other platforms, but it doesn't mean that the company's fundamental exclusive strategy is changing. But several other names have also been thrown into the mix that could go multi-platform. Of course, the major titles that are rumored to be released for PS5 are the upcoming Indiana Jones game, as well as Starfield. Even though Phil Spencer denied those rumors, there have even been rumors of Xbox's flagship franchises like Halo or Gears of War going to PlayStation, but Xbox has not commented on them yet. However, it is possible that the development teams might have already begun working on ports of these games, as these are big titles and developers would need proper time to make the game fit for launch, and it's only a matter of time before the announcement comes. So obviously, this is like stating the obvious here, right? So if it's going to take you a year, probably takes less for something like a Hi-Fi Rush or whatever. But I think probably even in the case of Grounded, it takes significant time because you got to work on back end, you got to work on crossplay, you got to work on all that stuff, and so that's going to take a little bit longer. So that's why some of this stuff has started leaking out. If you guys remember, I think it was when As Dusk Falls got announced for PlayStation 5. People that are well known to know things said this is just the beginning of stuff like this. Clearly, there's a lot of stuff, and there's probably stuff right now, and that's why so much of this stuff, when it leaks out, is kind of believable, because you don't just go one day, okay, well, I'm going to put these games on PlayStation 5. This means that during this time, while Sony is fighting tooth and nail with Xbox, for the Activision stuff, they're literally trying to kill Xbox, and Microsoft is like, oh, hey, they're trying to stop us from buying this company and all that kind of stuff. And then during this time, they're like, hey, let's bring our games to your platform. Again, like, these people are literally trying to kick your teeth in, and you're like, hey, let's help you out and put more games on your platform. So, I just don't understand how that's even a thing. The company that literally wants to destroy Xbox, and you're giving them, you gave them your entire 2022, which your fans got nothing that entire year to begin with. We got As Dusk Falls, Pentiment, and Grounded in 2022 as Xbox fans from first, right? Like, that's what we got. So the fact of the matter is that even though Xbox continually gets his teeth kicked in by PlayStation at every turn, we all kind of they just forget that. Like, I don't understand that thought process at all. Like, I'm still, I guess you could say, salty about it, or however you want to say it. But, one of these days, I just feel like Microsoft is going to learn and maybe evolve a little bit. It's like, hey, this company hates you. They want to destroy you. But let's go ahead and put some of our best games on there. The only games that have been really worthwhile for Xbox players for years. But let's go ahead and do that because reasons, right? Because Pentiment is going to keep the lights on for Xbox or whatever, Grounded, or, one of these games. Even though Sea of Thieves is a big hit, I just feel like people jumping in on this game, 7 years later, might not be a thing. I don't know. Like, people might not want to really go and do that. So, for me, we are in this weird situation, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But, like, I just have a feeling, and I think everybody else has this feeling too, that, if stuff is really going to be ported over, it's probably already in the process of that. They're not going to really wait around and go, okay, well, now we can port this or this. And I think that's when we're going to see the real shitstorm, is because he's like, it's just these 4 for now. And, and then they're going to play that off with something else or some other kind of BS. And, it is what it is. But none of this is good news for Xbox. So anyway, I'll link this. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think down below. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.